All right, starting with the income tax bill, Senate Bill 6346, and was watching House action late into the evening, wondering if the bill was going to get pulled onto the floor. It did not. And I'm told today by some members from both sides that the votes just aren't there right now on the Democrats' side of the House to get this thing across the finish line. Now, some members are raising concerns about the constitutionality issue. Others are concerned it's not going to go to the people. Some want to see this new version that's apparently coming out. A striker from the House Speaker could come out as soon as today. A lot of the members are waiting to see exactly what that looks like as to whether or not they're going to support it or not. Some other media outlets were reporting that as many as a dozen Democrats are not on board with the current version that is coming through the House chamber. And I was able today to catch up with Representative Amy Walen, Democrat from Kirkland. Now, she's the one who offered an alternative legislation. There was an op ed in the Seattle Times, and her one of her biggest concerns as a small business owner herself is that, yeah, maybe we need to restructure our tax system. Maybe it is regressive. That's kind of the buzzword for it. But she believes that the restructuring is complicated, so many layers, and that rushing it through in a 60-day session is too much. And she also has a real hard time with it not going to a vote of the people. So here is part of my conversation today with Representative Amy Walen.
I think the main concerns I have are for the small business community, the pass-through entities, and the fact that it doesn't have broad-based sales tax or property tax relief built into it. I think we do need to enshrine those things in the Constitution so that we can build the trust of the voters that we're not going to come right back and increase the rates. So, we've got a week left. We haven't seen a striker yet. It's supposed to come out today. Hopefully some of those issues will be resolved in the striker, but I think it's more appropriate that we go out and have a conversation this summer with our constituents and come back with a bill that we all agree on. So there's several things we need to address: charities, hospitals, making sure we're dedicating revenue to the right place, but broad-based relief for small businesses and Washington families is really what I'm hoping for.
One of the other Democrats who's openly, kind of come out and said she's not okay with the version of the bill as is Representative Alicia Rule. And I caught up with her in the wings this morning. She didn't want to go on the record. She told me she's not comfortable, though, with the bill in its current form, wants to wait until they see this alternate striker version that's apparently coming maybe as soon as today. But she said, it's really a sensitive time right now, and she didn't want to say the wrong thing. I can only imagine that any of the Democrats at this point that are holding out on this thing are getting a ton of pressure from, the far left leadership. Also spoke with GOP Chairman Jim Walsh about the Democrats' divide and where he thinks things are with them. Here's part of that conversation I had today with Representative Walsh.
There's a small but significant number of Democrat legislators who have questions about this Senate Bill 6346, the state income tax scheme. This small group has drafted an alternative version of the governor's state income tax proposal, which includes a state constitutional amendment. And I think that's critical. The governor's version does not. There's no state constitutional amendment in the governor's version. But in this alternate Democrat version, they are including a state constitutional amendment, and that's key. Now, I don't agree with it, but it is the right procedural way to go. The governor is getting kind of angry. He put out this public statement saying, well, now he's not sure that it'll happen this year, which is a good thing. Uh, uh, so he's trying to play chess. I think he's making a head fake. He doesn't really believe it won't get out this year. He's just saying that as a way to try to manipulate the Democrat legislators to come together and support his version. But this alternate version is credible, and it's understandable that some of the Democrats like that version better than the governor's version. The governor has put all his chips behind his version of this state income tax. And if he doesn't get it this year, it's a major political loss for him.
Now, remember, with 59 seats in the chamber, Democrats can only afford to lose 9 votes and still pass this bill. Republicans are uniformly opposed to this thing. There's not going to be a single Republican member in any form for this bill that they would support it. So they need every Democrat um, or at least all but 9 of them to get on board with whatever version ends up coming through. So we're watching that. I promise to bring you daily updates.